we'll continue from there. So we're still gonna have an ISO offset. We're still gonna scatter points into it. Looks like we didn't really get any points because it's such a small piece. We might want to go much higher for this. We could do something like 1. And even at 1, we only got 1 point. Let's see, how big is that piece? It's pretty small. I would say then that's probably fine. Let's stick with 1 for now. The place that we're really going to want to see results, though, is the grout is really only worthwhile to us as while it's on the surface. For the most part, that's where we want to see the subfracturing. So let's actually do 2 sets of points and then merge them here. So we have points that are going to be based off of the internals of the piece, and let's do points that are based off of the surface of the piece. So I'm going to say, remember that surface attribute we made? We're using it again. So here's the piece, and you can see we still have our surface attribute. And if we ever need to prove that to ourselves, we can, you know, blast it away or however you want to do it. Surface equals 1, delete not selected. And there you go. We still have the surface recorded. So the scatter will scatter our points. Here they are onto the surface. We ended up with 4 points on the surface. That's pretty good. We'll keep the max at 12 and 12 still. Although I might actually up the density scale for this. Cool. So we got the scatter on the right, the scatter on the left. They're both gonna have to do the same attribute randomize. So why not just put it after the merge? Well, just like how before, when we did this, when we were making these cutting planes, I wanted them to stand straight up and down. Because that's how we're gonna see cuts along the surface. If we have cutting planes that are horizontal, then they're gonna be below ground. So we're gonna wanna do the same thing where we compromise the normal. We said, you can't point straight up and down. So we're gonna grab that and we're gonna do the same thing over here. So for the points that are being generated on the surface, we're gonna do the same thing. And here we go. And so here's our new cutting planes, where we have these cutting planes, ones that are straight up and down, are the ones that are coming from the surface, and these ones that are kind of different. And you can see if I change the global seed here, or even the global seed on the attribute randomize, I'll get different results. So you can see the one that's below ground is allowed to face whatever way he wants. It's only the ones, I'm only restricting these ones. Cool. So we've got our new planes, and then the more or less the rest is going to be the same. This grid is pointing still to, it updated these things for us, which is nice. It's pointing at the unpack 2 now, meaning this grid is pointing at the bounds of this, as opposed to copying this whole block, pasting it, and having the grid still pointing to this unpack. Houdini is smart enough to update the expressions for us to refer to the things within the copy and paste selection, which is nice. So that's all still working, and that's that. We do the Boolean as usual. We have our new pieces, and then we have the rename. We'll make the new pieces based off the old names. Now we're not going to need to make constraints this time, and we're not going to need to pack them to keep them together this time. So I'm going to take all this stuff out. We don't even need it to assemble itself. It's enough that when it runs through this, we can just simply assemble it afterwards, which will be slightly faster and maybe better for memory as well, for all I know, because it's all being assembled at once. So this is going to take a moment. As you can see on the bottom here, it's got to chew through 700 pieces and create, you know, a whole bunch of sub pieces from that. So this is going to take a little while, hopefully not too long, and we'll come back in a moment when it's done with that. And in fact, we might even want to limit ourselves. It's because it seems like it's taking a long time. I'm going to cancel this. And let's come back up here and say, let's not let it make as many pieces as it might be trying to do. This is max 12 right now, and this is max 12. How about we just say max 8 on the internals, and that's max 1 for now. Or rather, the density scale is 1 here. The scatter here is 0.5. We always want more points on the surface because we want the grout to mostly be concerned with the surface pieces. Okay, so let's try that. And let's even, before we've done it, we can just cache it at the same time. So I'm going to say initial grout. Put this in the manual for a second. We don't need to create the name attribute. We did that already. So create packed based on that. And that one's good still too. Okay, so let's actually just run that and save it at the same time. And hopefully, like I said, it doesn't take too long. We'll be back in a minute. All right, it's all done. I'm gonna switch it back to auto update. You can reload the geometry. And so now we've got 15,000 pieces in that side, which is manageable. Bullet can handle quite a bit. We don't need constraints this time, so whoops, one minute inside it. Don't need constraints this time, so we can just go ahead and delete that. And let's take a look. Let's do an exploded view on this and see what that looks like. Be curious to see. There we go. Boosh. Quite a few little pieces, but it all looks fine to me. I don't see any like weird errors. Sometimes you'll see like weird polygons sticking out, but it seems okay. Great. So we had this stream over here, these actual little ones, which was only 848, but let's bring them down in here as well. So merge that with that. So now we got all of our friends back together again. Now these together are the grouts. These are the grout pieces. So let's put down, one of the things I mentioned earlier that I want the grout to do is I want them, whatever start times we end up determining for these pieces based on where they are compared to the center, the grout, we want them to start even earlier. So let's make an attribute called start offset, and we'll use this later. And we'll just say start offset equals grout offset, which would be something. We'll do that again. There it is. We'll make it -10 for now. It'll just be easier to change that way. Cool. So they'll have that, and then once we merge them into the regular stream, which would be from here, I use the right input for this because remember the left input, or the output rather, is the constraints. We want the regular pieces. So now all together, we have this. And just look it over, make sure there's no like holes in them. There could be holes in the bottom, and there probably will be because we deleted a bunch of stuff. But the more importantly, are there any holes in the top? And it does not look like there is. So cool. So we got all that going now.